everybody, welcome back to my channel. My new single Crying came out on Friday the 12th of March. The music video is available on my channel right now, and the song's also available to buy on iTunes or Amazon, or available to stream on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your music. Please go and check out the song, please add it to your playlist, please just give it a spin. I hope you enjoy it. I had so much fun recording it and filming the music video. And speaking of the music video, this is the look from that music video. So I'd even wear the sweater just for the special occasion. I don't just live in this thing. I promise I have other clothes. And also, if anyone wants to know, this sweater is from Kill Style. You can still buy it. I've had a few questions about it, so I'll leave a link down below to where you can get it. But I thought for today's video we would recreate the Crying music video look, which is what I have on my face right now. I didn't do my makeup in the music video. That was down to my very talented MUA Victoria, but this is the best that I could do in terms of recreating it, featuring a big black panda, smoky eye, and a dark red lip. And obviously these big pigtails. Spoiler alert, this is not my hair, but I'm gonna give you a quick tutorial, and by quick, I mean it's very long, a quick tutorial on how I do my hair and makeup. Links to all of the products are down below just for reference. They're not affiliate. I don't get any money for promoting any of these products. They're just there to help you out. So whether you actually wanna look like me, or if you just need some ideas for this Halloween, carry on watching and you're about to see my bare face. Okay, so we're gonna start with my makeup. So I've already gone ahead and done two things before I got on camera. The first one was using just a normal basic moisturizer. This is just like a Nivea Refreshing Day Cream. I think this is like £2 from the supermarket. I know that some skincare lovers out there are gonna get a little bit mad maybe, but I've honestly never found a really expensive moisturizer that does a better job than a cheaper one. For me, my skin personally, anything with like less perfume, less complicated ingredients that are supposed to, like, you know, shed the top layer of your skin. You know, the less of those, the better for me. So I just use this one. I let that sit on my skin for about 5 to 10 minutes after I got out the shower. I don't know if like the heat from the shower opens your pores up. I don't know if that's a myth. I'm not a genius, but just moisturize when you get out the shower. It's a rule, right? Once the moisturizer had all set in, I put a primer on my face. This is the UV Master Primer by Giorgio Armani. This is quite pricey. You don't need to get something this pricey. I've just used this one for ages and it works really well with my skin. This one is more water-based than some of those ones that feel like polyfiller. But I mean, I like this one. I like the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. And I do like the Professional by Benefit. Showing my age, I guess. But yeah, this one just works really well. It's also SPF 40 for anyone who's into their sunscreen protection stuff, which I will wish I had paid more attention to when I'm very wrinkly. So those are the things that are on my face right now, nothing else at all. And this is what we have. This is our kind of blank canvas. So for foundation, I use the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum. I use the shade number 51, I think. It's the only number I can find on here, so we're gonna go with that. I used to use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk one, but that's like £40 a bottle. And this one is not, and I find it does a really good job. It doesn't oxidize too badly. It takes a long time for it to start drying out, and you can get it in the supermarket, so I like it. So I just use like 1 and a bit pumps like that on my hand. Whoa, my hand looks like Thanos. Oh my God, why am I so purple? I promise you it's the camera doing that. I'm not dead. It is the camera, I swear. So, because I usually do this in the other room, I'm just gonna have to use a palette mirror that I've got here. So I just go in with the old beauty blender. I think people have stopped using beauty blenders now. I don't see as many of these being used, but I do. And I also swipe, I don't bounce. I don't bounce because it annoys me. And it says you can do whatever you want with it. So please don't judge me for the way I put my makeup on. I might as well use my grubby little paws, I know. But first I just cover the cheeks and the chin. I would say the foundation that I use is light to medium coverage. You can still see like quite a bit of my natural skin and blemishes and stuff. I already know there's gonna be a lot of opinions thrown around in the comments of like how things should be applied, like when, how, where. Ultimately, remember that it's your face, right? And you can apply your makeup however you want to. Don't listen to anybody, unless it's like genuinely really helpful advice. Don't listen to anyone critiquing what you do. Okay, if you enjoy it and it works for you, that's awesome. So as you can see, that was just 1.5 pumps of that stuff. And I look a lot more alive. Don't forget to blend around the ears. Don't forget to get the neck. which I always forgot when I was 13. So there we go. Next up we have the concealer. This is the Rimmel Match Perfection. This is in the tone 005 Ivory. Some of you may remember I actually did a spun for this specific concealer. It's actually the reason that the song Cute Without You exists. But when I started using it, I fell in love with it and I think it's really, really great. So I've bought quite a few more since that video and I've been using it ever since. So always good when an influencer uses the things that they're given or paid to promote, right? I know like people still do the whole like triangle thing. I don't do that. I've never done that. The only thing with this thing is it gets annoying to squeeze it because it's got like a little brush thing on the end. It's quite hard to... That's gone everywhere. No innuendos about that, okay? It's just a bit hard to get the product out onto the brush. But once you got it, you know, you're plain sailing. Smooth sailing. Smooth sailing. So I just tend to put like a few dabs like that. Very, very millennial of me. And then a few like this. I don't know, that many, I guess. And then I always put a little bit here because I notice I always get like dark shadows under my nose. And I have a tiny spot there and a tiny little spot there and a spot there. And that's pretty much it. I might just do that for good luck. Why not? There we go. That is where I put my concealer. It's actually quite a cool look. Now we just go in with the same beauty blender and just start jabbing that into your face. Make sure if there's a pore in your face, you absolutely suffocate the hell out of it. Don't let any of your skin breathe. Breathing is terrible. I actually use some of the excess product over onto my top lid as well, which to me acts kind of like a sort of light eyelid primer. Obviously, again, that's probably gonna be a topic of discussion, but just do what you wanna do, right? So that's the first eye. No, you can't see that I have an eye at all. Whoa, that really does look a lot smaller. Just do the same with the other one. There we have it. Fully concealed. Now the next product is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I like to powder my face. Some people like the glowy look. I don't want to shine ever. I want to look like I'm fresh out of the morgue. I was actually gifted this by Harrods Beauty. They gifted it to me and I promoted it on my Instagram. So I don't know how much it costs, but I really, really like this product. So because it is a loose powder, a lot of it just forms in the top, on the screwy top lid. See, this is why I never made it in the beauty world. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But basically what I do is I take the same beauty blender. I do wash this after every time I do my makeup, by the way. So there's no, we're not gonna get any styes here or anything like that. But as you can see, I just press it in like that till you have a tip that's absolutely covered in product. And then basically I just press it under my eyes. I think the cool kids used to call this baking, and I don't know if people still do it, but I do. I do. Who puts powder in their eyes? Who makes sure there is no shine? I do. I do. So that's that one completely done already. So no signs of life under my eyes whatsoever anymore, which is fantastic. Push, 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 push. This really just helps set the foundation and concealer into my face, because I am of the age where I've got like fine little lines under my eyes now. So it just kind of helps to keep those at bay. I put a little bit around my nose as well, because you saw me conceal my nose as well. Pretty much any area where I put that concealer, I put powder on top. And that's it for all of the fleshy coloured things. That'd be a really terrible band name, wouldn't it? Fleshy coloured things. And then we have the messy job of putting the powder away. How do people do that without making a mess? So the next job, eyebrows. I will be honest, I'm not consistent with my eyebrows at all. Just gonna give them a nice little brush though. You know, make them feel loved. Always brush your eyebrows. They appreciate it. Feels nice. This is the NYX Precision Brow Pencil in the shade Charcoal. Fun fact, one of the really specific niche mean things that was said about me a long time ago. One thing that people used to really hone in on was that I used to use an eyebrow pencil that was warm toned, whereas obviously that didn't really suit my skin tone. And I used to read all these really mean things about me all of the time, and I think one of the best things I took away from that experience was switching over to a cool toned eyebrow pencil. Sometimes mean people are helpful. Sometimes they're not. This is one of those times they were very helpful. So I've zoomed in a little bit so you can see me just a little bit better. So obviously now we're sort of going more into the face. So I'm just gonna take this NYX eyebrow pencil and just basically just go over where my eyebrows naturally are. So I actually really like the shape of my eyebrows. I just want to accentuate them a little bit and just make them a little bit darker. I don't really add too much to the shape of them doing this. And I'm not usually this precise. I feel like I'm being very formal on camera, but as you can see, the shade charcoal is cool toned. So I don't have these like reddy chestnut eyebrows anymore. There we go, just like that. So I have quite the arch going on now. And now we're just gonna accentuate the front part. So I take that down on the bottom and then rotate the brush and I just start stroking upwards to sort of go with the hairs I haven't covered yet. And then I join the top like this, sort of square them off a little bit. That's just how I like doing them. You know, if you have a better technique, then you use it. And then if at any point they look a little bit too square, like mine do, take the other end and then just brush the front very slightly. So it gives that illusion that the hairs are a little bit more few and far between at the front. And that's it, that's one eyebrow. So I'm just gonna do the other side. Otherwise I'm just gonna be stuck like this, aren't I? There we go. Those are my strong brows. I really like them. That's what matters. Okay, so now that my eyebrows are done, we're gonna do the part that I dread the most, and that is the eyes. You guys know that at the moment I'm sort of sporting a really heavy eye look, and it's messy. I'm not gonna lie, it's messy and I don't do a great job of it. I get very frustrated with it, so I'm gonna hope this goes well. So I use the KVD 24-hour Super Brow Long Wear Pomade, and that's in the shade Graphite. Just pure black. Obviously it says it's brow pomade, but you can use it as eyeshadow. It's essentially a gel kind of eyeshadow. You can't really see in this light. There you go. It's just like a gel kind of stuff. And then I use my MAC eyeshadow brush in 239. Sorry, all the colors come off of it. 239. There we go. That's what I use. I've had this brush for freaking ages, and I just lightly, very lightly, dab in here because the pigment that comes off this thing is mad. You get so much out of this tiny little part. They're not the cheapest things around, but they last you forever. Now then, if you do this wrong, you end up screwing up all of the foundation that you just put on. So no pressure whatsoever. We're just gonna go in, I'm scared, very lightly. And it will look terrible at first, okay? It's all that building. Just go in and start depositing that pigment on your top lid. Just push it in there. Like I said, it's gonna look terrible. It has to be bad before it gets better. You wanna make sure that you build the color as opposed to just like dumping it on straight away, because this stuff, it really can go absolutely everywhere. So I just sort of paint a really rough top lid like that. At this stage, it really does not have to be great. Then I start going in with different brushes. This is by UBU Beauty. I've had this brush for years and years. If they still do it, I'll put a link to it. It's basically like a blending brush for shadows, but it's just a bit softer than the fine pointed one that I use to put the pigment on. And then all we're gonna do, this is completely clean, just go in, start pushing that pomade up higher towards your eyebrow. And this takes a little while. It takes a little while to budge, but you can start pushing it out to create that sort of smoky effect. And again, this is gonna look pretty bad to start with. And now you can just see the color is slowly starting to smudge. There are probably better ways of doing what I'm doing, but this is really the only way that I found works for me. My weird eyes. Sometimes I'll dip this brush into the pigment, but like just the tips, just to keep that blending going. Don't panic. Whatever you do, do not panic. I used to be so terrible at blending. I'm still pretty bad at it, but I have got better because I've learned to be more patient and not just assume that things can't be fixed, or, you know, not to just give up straight away. So as you can see, that's kind of blended out a little bit better now. but we're still not done. Now I'm gonna go in with the MAC 224 brush. And this is an actual eyeshadow blending brush. So I think this is the first brush we're using for its intended purpose. And this again is completely clean. We're just gonna go in with where we just were at the very top, just above the brow bone, and just push that as far up as we can go. Well, not as far, because then you'd just be at your eyebrow. But just wanna get to where that brow bone is, just to make sure you've got this even blend. There we go. And that is how I do my smoky eye. Very different. That is actually probably the best it's ever turned out. So I'm really shocked by that. So that's the top lid. Now I'm gonna show you how I do the bottom lid. And first off, we're gonna go in with the big jumbo eye pencil. This is by NYX. This is the jumbo eye pencil, and it's in the shade 601 Black Bean. Now, I am running a bit low on this. As you can see, it doesn't really have a tip anymore. Do people still hold their hand behind the product, or am I just really old? So obviously, if you can get a more fresh one, obviously, you know, you don't want to keep these around too long. I think I've had this a bit too long. But basically, I'm just going to put this on my waterline so that when I do my bottom shadow, you don't just have this like glaring, fleshy line by your eyeball. Otherwise known as the part that makes your eyes water if you're not careful. I might have to do this off camera because I have to pull my eye down and do... Oh, actually, I don't know. I think I might be able to do this. Hang on. Can I do this? Or are you gonna go everywhere? No, it's all right. The other good thing, because the eyeshadow that I do on the lower lid is also really big and messy, it doesn't really matter if you make a mess of this too much. Just make sure that you get that waterline and then you're golden, like so. I mean, look, that's pretty messy right there, but we're gonna fix it. I then go back in with this one, this UBU brush, and then I just start pushing that product around the eyes to the point where it's all like panda style. Just like that. It looks so weird doing this on camera. But that jumbo pencil, it blends so easily. It's just such a soft pencil that it really does not take long to create this kind of panda look at all. Now, if you feel like being dramatic, you can go back in with the pomade as well, just to sort of give it that double layer of darkness. But I don't really tend to bother with that. But the good thing is about this style is the messier it looks, the cooler it looks. Sometimes I might take this blending brush and blend it out on the bottom as well. Okay, so that's pretty much all of the base for the eye. Now, just to make the black pigment last a bit longer, and also because it's kind of more of a grey base than it is a black base, I just go in with a pressed black shadow. This is from an old palette. This is like an old Revolution palette that I have, but it's got just a normal regular black in here. Just go in with this purple UBU brush, press it into the palette, and then just go over everything. This also helps to mattify the pomade as well, because, you know, I don't really want too much shine on my eyes. You know, if you couldn't tell, I'm a big fan of just matte everything. So this just really helps like all of the black come together. Just make sure you don't lose any of that sort of blending effect that you've been building up. Like that, so that's the difference. So now, the final couple of steps on the eyes. So I'm not gonna make you sit through the other one either, and we'll just skip that. We're gonna need to go in with some eyeliner, just for the top lids, and then some mascara. We're not gonna do false lashes today because I think I might lose my mind trying. I'm terrible at lashes, so I don't really usually put them on. This is the KVD Tattoo Liner. This is a fantastic eyeliner. It doesn't last very long. I've found you don't get a lot of usage out of it before it starts drying out and getting a bit weird. So if you are gonna get this, it is good, but make sure you're someone that uses eyeliner like a lot, because if it's not a product that you use every day, you're not really gonna get your money's worth out of it. It's made up of like really fine brushes, but it's hard enough where it's got a little bit of give on it. I'm not gonna bend it, but you get what I'm trying to say. Give it a good shake. Always store it upside down as well. Helps me out. And then we're just gonna go over this. We're not gonna do a wing with this look. I used to put a wing on there as well. I'm kind of getting over the eyeliner wings, you know. It's been a staple look of mine for a long time, but I think I'm over it. So we're just gonna take it. And obviously we're going over pressed eyeshadow now, so it can take a few runs to get the eyeliner look you want. I mean, you're putting like a wet pen on top of dry shadow, so just bear that in mind. And be patient with your eyeliner. Now on camera it might not show, but I feel better that I'm putting it on. And it's what I do, so if you want an authentic Halloween look, there you go. Like I said, you can do a cat eye, but I'm kind of kind of over it at the moment, kind of over it. So that's the eyeliner done. And now finally, just some mascara on the top and the bottom. Now I have the KVD Epic Curl, which is a lash primer. It's gray in color, but it's supposed to help curl your lashes without the need for an eyelash curler. Gotta be honest, it doesn't work as amazingly as their commercials might say. But you know what product does, right? So we're just gonna go in and just coat those lashes. Like I said, I don't find that they curl all that much, you know, because the whole thing with this is, oh, you don't need an eyelash curler anymore. Say goodbye to your eyelash curler. But my lashes are naturally very short and very straight. They just stick right out there like that. So, you know, I might not be the best example. You might find that it works really well for you. It just doesn't really work for me. But I put it on for good measure. I paid for it, so. And for mascara, I'm using the Maybelline Sky High. This has gone really viral on TikTok at the moment because it's supposed to give you huge, huge lashes. Again, I don't have very long lashes naturally, and I don't find that it gives me huge, huge lashes. But it is a good mascara. You know, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but it does give really good separation. So I will give credit where it's due. But yeah, it's not the best mascara I've ever used. I think the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara is really good. The They're Real by Benefit is really good. Now I do put mascara on my bottom lashes because I do want that kind of spider look, but not too much. It's so easy to clump the bottom lashes, okay? So be careful. You can go over those with a second coat if you really want to, but you know, ultimately, just do what you think is right, you know? There we go. I know the light's not amazing, but that's the final look. It's not too bad for me, to be honest. That's the eye look that we're going for compared to this. So I'm not sure if you can see the eyeliner, but you can see it in real life. And obviously you can just build on it throughout the day. The messier it is, the better. You will find that as you apply more and more, it just gets further and further down your face. And you know what? If that's the look you're going for, great. It's gonna be great for Halloween, so go for it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same for this eye. And I will see you in a minute. So there we go. It's matching on both sides now. Don't get too pent up about it being like totally symmetrical. They say like eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Same with your eyeshadow, okay? Don't hold yourself to these ridiculously high expectations. You see all these like amazing works of art by like makeup artists and beauty gurus on Instagram. You think, oh my God. But I think we need to stop holding ourselves to that level of like perfection. So anyway, with that said, we're now gonna move on to what should we do next? I know. So we're gonna go in with the bronzer now. This is the Morphe Brontour palette, bronzer and contour. And it's in the shade Vlogger, which I detest so much. Please don't call your products Vlogger. That makes me feel heinous. It's got two shades in here. I prefer to use the more shimmery one, which I know is bronzer, but you know, I kind of mix the two together. But I only use it for contouring. That thing that everyone does. Is that like to get rid of the excess fallout? I'm not good at this stuff. So, it will look drastic to start with, okay? But I need drastic. My chins, my multiple chins, we need to have the effect that I don't have multiple chins. I'm doing a very good job of holding my tongue to the roof of my mouth for this video, because I found out about that technique. Did you know that? If you have your tongue like near the bottom of your mouth, then you're more likely to get this little bad boy. But if you hold your tongue to the roof of your mouth, see how that changed? There you go. If you're ever paranoid about your double chin, like I am, now you know. Just do that in photos. Just like suck your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Or love yourself for who you are, you know, but I'm not the boss of you. So as you can see, I'm just going around the sides at the minute, not going towards the cheeks just yet. Okay, it's all shading, baby. Now I'm just gonna go in just a little bit. I know, again, it looks drastic. Okay, it looks worse on camera. It doesn't actually look this bad in real life. Looks like I've got two freaking Mars bars stuck to the side of my face. And basically, wherever the light casts that tiny shadow on my cheekbones, I just kind of follow that. Okay, spread it around a little bit. It looks very, very ridiculous right now. And I also do a little bit at the top of my head like this. Because if you do it here, and you do it here, it makes your face look a little bit thinner. It makes it look a little bit more narrow. You know, just at the sides. Don't like, you don't have to make them like match up in the middle. Just at the sides, like that. And it looks ridiculous, I know. But we'll then go in with this. What is it? Who is this by? I think this is by Makeup Forever. I've had this for years and years. It's just a big, really thick blending brush for your face. I've never found a better one than this. I think it's by Makeup Forever anyway. If I can find it, it'll be in the description. But it just really helps to just blend all of that bronzer out. And don't forget the tops as well. I've made that mistake before. This is why I clip my hair up as well. It really does get in the way. There we go, look, I look more alive already, even though I've been going for the ghost girl kind of thing. So that's the difference. It's a little bit of facial shaping. Now we're gonna go in with the blush. I love blusher so much. I'm like a proper old lady when it comes to blush. This is the NARS blusher in the shade Orgasm. Why do we have to have such cringy names for shades? Okay, people have to say them out loud sometimes. This is just a blusher brush from Sephora. So that tells you how long I've had this, because I haven't been to America in years. As you can see, I've a hit pan, as they say. Hit pan. See, I'm getting it. So I literally just jab the fuck out of it. I'll load that shit up and then smile like I'm actually happy. And there it is, there's the cheeks. So I just sort of go over a few times because I really do like a bit of blush. I do tend to go a little bit overboard with the blush sometimes. And that is sorted. And I don't use any highlighter or anything like that. That's as far as I go. I don't use anything to like shine the middle of my nose or anything, but you know, if that's what you do, now would be the time to do that, I guess. So the only thing that's left is the lips. Is anyone else an honorary member of the Thin Lip Club? Because I am. Is anyone else here afraid of having things put into their lips? Because I am. So I do have very small lips, so I do have to overdraw a tiny bit. Overline, overdraw, I don't know. Just make them bigger. Fake it. So this lip liner is the NYX Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a turn on waterproof extreme color lip liner. They seriously called it that. It's in the shade Brick House. I don't know if they still do this. I've had this a very long time. And also the liquid lipstick that we're going to be using is the Jeffree Star Velour liquid lipstick in the shade Designer Blood. I will state I've had this for quite some time. And as with any product in this tutorial, if you don't want to support the brand, there are going to be tons of alternatives. I don't want to waste makeup. And this is the closest shade that I had to what my makeup artist did for the crying shoot. So I hope that explains everything without going into depth. I don't have time for other people's drama and controversy, okay? I make enough of my own. So first off, we're just gonna, I can't really talk when I do this, but we're just gonna go around my lips with this one. Let me see if I can zoom on in here for you. There we go, it's as far as I can zoom in. I have to do this very slowly, because I have the weirdest shaped Cupid's bow. It's not even on my face at all. It does not line up, so I have to take my time with it. All right, now I've done a really terrible job of my lip liner, because it's never perfect the first time I do it. Now I'm gonna go in with the liquid lip and just go all over. Just got it all over my face. I'm terrible with lipsticks. Well, I don't wear it very often. You can very rarely see me in lipstick that I've put on myself. And for good reason, apparently. If you do make a mistake like I have, such as pink all around here now, I just go back in with my concealer and I just paint over it. Now, I've just followed where my lips naturally are, and you can see that this side is a different shape to this side. That's just always the way, so I have to go back in and just try and make that match up. I'm really self-conscious about my lips, and I always have been. I think that's as close as I'm probably gonna get. It is a little bit pink around my face, but you know what, for the sake of this video, just pretend it's not there. It's the problem with liquid lipstick, it just stains so quickly and so brutally. But that is it, and that's the makeup. And that is how I went from looking dead to purposefully looking dead. So I might put like a little bit of lip oil or lip balm over the top once I've done with all this, but I probably won't. Sometimes I do. So now that that's all done, we're now gonna concentrate on the hair. You guys have seen that in my latest music video, I have much thicker, fuller hair than this, and it's also much longer, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. So this is freshly washed hair. I washed it today. It's got no product in it except for this Bumble & Bumble BB Hairdresser's Invisible Oil. This is just a heat protector spray, essentially. It's a heat UV protective primer. I find it really helps with my split ends, just to protect them a little bit more, because they are pretty damaged. I haven't had my hair cut in way over a year now. And then all I've done is part my hair down the middle and roughly parted it at the back. For the sake of this video, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna spend loads of time parting the back. If you are having trouble with it, get someone to help you. That's what I do. But for the sake of this, just pretend that it's perfectly split down the back. So I've sectioned them into 2 pigtails, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them upwards, right? So I'm just gonna brush through this side while this side's chilling out the way. Then what I'm gonna do is start raking my fingers through and upwards. Get rid of that bobby pin that I put in there, forgot about that. Okay, so I'm just gonna rake my hair up like that. I usually do it this way rather than doing it with a big brush or anything like that. I find I have more control over it if I do it with my hands. So I can also start pushing it forward a little bit and positioning it where I want it. Now make sure that you keep combing and scraping the back as well, because otherwise you're going to end up with like lots of bunched up hair underneath your pigtail. Find whereabouts you want it. Mine is around ear level, I think, like where the ear, like the back of the ear is. I know it didn't really make a lot of sense, but it's one of those things you can't really describe all that well. If you want to bring it more forward for more of a sort of, you know, weird freaky look, you can. And then with a hairband over here, just pull, twist, down, grab, twist, like that, and like that. There we go. And then gently pull. Make sure that you haven't got too much going on here. If you do, bobby pin it down. That's what I do. So there's one side. Now I'm just gonna do the exact same with the other side. Like that. Now obviously they're not even right now, but it's quite easy to even them up. You just run your hands like that and feel which one gets hit with your hand first. So at the minute I need to pull that one forward a little bit. I find it easier to feel rather than try and do it by eyesight. They feel about even now. Obviously this side needs a little bit of hairspray, but I'm gonna sort that out in just a moment. Now these don't have to be too perfect for what I'm gonna do, but you can see from here, they're pretty even, right? So what is my secret? My secret are these 2 bad boys. These are Ponytail Extensions. I got these from my friend Lizzie, who runs a company called Lizzie's Locks, and she's based in Australia and she's absolutely wonderful. So as you can see, it's basically one really short weft of hair with a clip on the back, like so. And then off to the side, you've also got this strip here. And there's a little line of Velcro that goes along here. Now it's very clever how these work. I'm so glad I stumbled across these. Just take this comb here, place it at the very top, going down into your pigtail. It's very hard to do in this camera, but I'm gonna try and make it work. So push it down so that it goes flat against the hairband. Now what you'll have is both sides going out from the ponytail. So you wanna wrap, it's very hard to show you. You want to wrap this part under the part that isn't off to the side. Okay, so tuck that underneath your hairband, like that. And then this side here, with the long part, this is what's actually going to form the ponytail. You're going to pull it underneath, like this, and then wrap it around, and then wrap it around, and that now covers the pigtail completely. Like that. And you want to keep wrapping until you run out, and then you want to take a bobby pin and just place it in so that bit of hair is all tucked under. And that is how I get my big ponytails. Now obviously these aren't perfectly straight and I haven't done it perfectly because I'm in a small mirror because it's a small viewfinder, but that is how you do it. I might have to do it off camera because this is an absolute nightmare trying to do it in here. So this is what they look like fully installed. So as you can see, the hair wraps around to cover the ponytail. I've had to put a ton of bobby pins in my hair today. So yeah, if you can get away with like day old hair and dry shampoo, then I'd recommend it. So the final step is just bringing tiny little bits of hair down. Now again, I'm doing this in a very small viewfinder, but you basically only want a tiny little bit from the front. And you know, ideally you want to pull these out before you put all of your hair up, but I didn't want to do that today. But you only want a tiny little block of hair. So just use the end of a tail comb. You don't want to bring too much out from here because, well, for me especially, there's just baby hairs there. So that's that part there. And then for this side, just do the same. Now obviously this is the part that you really want to be quite symmetrical. So take your time with it if you can, and then just start pulling your hair out. Not pulling your hair out, literally, but like so. And then this is the hairspray that I use. This is the Schwarzkopf Got to Be Happy Hour. It's not too strong because you don't want it to be like gluing your hair down. I prefer like a little bit of movement in my hairspray. So just smooth out any parts that might have come out. Now these parts are looking a little bit flimsy. So what I do is I actually spray some hairspray into my hand, which feels horrible, by the way. And then before it dries, just take it and run it through so that all of that part starts coming down just a little bit finer like that. That's the first part of my hair that's gone right all day. So again, spray into your hand. I know that maybe that's kind of like a weird technique. Maybe people wouldn't recommend it. It is very cold, be careful. And then just smooth it down your face. Like that. Now if that's too much, you can separate it a little bit, or you can brush it out. But for me, that's perfect. And that is how I do my hair. Now in the crying video, you saw that it was really big and bushy. Basically, all you do is you follow the same technique, but this time you just take your hairspray and your hairbrush and your back comb, and that's it. You literally just grab it all and just start raking at it, hairspray, and then rake at it again, hairspray, rake at it, hairspray, and it will just go absolutely ginormous. But this is the look that I kind of stick with every day, so I'm gonna stick with this for now. I hope you found this helpful. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know this is quite a long video, but hopefully you've enjoyed just chilling out with me. I am not a professional at makeup. I'm not even remotely talented with it. It's taken me 29 years to get this far, so you can only imagine what I looked like when I was a teenager. But I really love this look. I love having this thick, full hair. Again, this is the 12-inch. So obviously if you want any longer, there's like 16-inch, 24-inch, but this should give you reference for what 12 inches looks like. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please give this video a thumbs up. People don't really do the thumbs up thing anymore, but it really does help. It tells YouTube that other people might want to see it. They might not, who knows, but it would mean a lot to me if you did. Be sure to go and check out the music video for Crying. Go and follow me on Spotify, save it to your playlists. Please go and listen to it anywhere and everywhere that you usually listen to music on. I'm really proud of the song. I'm really proud of the video, so it would be really great if you wouldn't mind sharing my music around. That would mean the world to me. But until next time guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I shall catch you later. Ah, this took so long to film. God.